Alright, welcome back everyone. 皆さんおかえりなさい。今日は209日目です。Is day 209. We are finally back from our more or less week break, my annual break where I head off to an anime convention. We're gonna try to lean back in on this. I'm a little bit more exhausted than my usual, so we're taking it a little easier. We're gonna hop right back into our topics. Aiming to complete the topic section prior to our first mock N5 practice recording session, I suppose. So let's get into it. You can quote me on that. Be able to quote things in different contexts. So what do we have? We have the casual and the formal quote. Let's see here. In conversation, maybe. That's interesting. So in this topic, we're going to learn how to quote someone or something in Japanese. To do this, we can use the particle to, or for more casual speech, we can use de. This will allow us to start talking about what people have said or are thinking and more, right?
先生はメモが必要ですと言った。ママは猫に可愛いねって言う。
Okay. Was there anything special with Oh, I don't think so. Although often heard due to it being very casual, it can be considered unnatural use in sentences that also use the des or mas polite structure. However, if the conversation is formal but friendly, like between a senpai and a kohai, most people would consider it normal. Interesting. Okay. The idea of direct quotation was mentioned on the grammar point pages, so let's explore what exactly that means and what consequences it has for how to use to and te. Verbatim. A direct quote is one which matches exactly what someone says. In writing, this will often be accompanied by Japanese quotation marks, right? As it is literally what someone has said, there is no need to add anything grammatically if it wasn't there originally.
子供が黒と言いました。
Okay.
鳥がおはようって言った。
Okay. Pretty straightforward. An indirect quote is a more general summary or the gist of what someone said. In the case of indirect quotes, it is considered proper for the part before to be a complete sentence in the standard form. I see. This means that for nouns and non-adjectives, we need to add dot to make it grammatically correct. Okay.
彼女は醤油が好きだと言った。
So shoyu is written in kana or hirakana? Te technically speaking, the same way to has other uses like and it has other jobs as well. It is used all the time in different casual Japanese structures, so be careful not to confuse a quote with these other meanings. Honda って人を教えている教えている No, that's 覚えている remember naming という naming or identifying something. Okay.
日本語って難しいよね。
Talking the topic of the sentence? Oh, really? We'll learn more about these soon, but for now, just be aware that not every te is a quote. Okay. Deciding on the logo. Bunpro. A meeting about the logo. The Bunpro studio, I suppose. Alright.
武田、文プロの色はどう思いますか？田口、僕は全部金色がいいと思います。武田、なんで金色がいいと思いましたか？田口、金色は明るい色なのでいいと考えました。坂見、私は文は黒、黒は銀色がいいです。武田、木村さんはどう思いますか？田口、木村さんは今日は休みますと言ってました。坂見、はい、木村さんはいません。昨日の夜から頭が痛いって木村さんの友達から聞きました。武田、わかりました。坂見、昨日木村さんと電話をしました。彼は全部紫がいいと思うって言ってましたよ。武田、そうなんですね。今日のみんなの意見をメモに書きますね。
Okay. It looks like one of the major uses that they ended up using was combining it with omoi or omo, which is to think. So Takeda, right? Takeda asking, what do you think of the, or what do you or how, or what do you think of the color of Bunpro, right? And then Takuchi said that, so this is kind of quoting. It's a quoting used with tomo. So tomoimasu. So to think it's good, right? So all the colors are good, right? I mean, all the colors are in all gold. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Zenbu kiniro. My bad. I think it is good in all gold. And then why did you think all gold, or it says why do you think gold, right, is good? And he says, in terms of gold, it's a bright color, right? And I thought it's good because it's a bright color. Then someone else said something. Which read did they decide on this? There's no read handle on this. Itami? That's Ita? Okay. And now we have, so far all the quotes that they used deal with the idea of quoting a general idea, right? Using to with 考える and 思う. So this guy's like, let me interject. I'm kidding. But the bun should be black, and the puro should be silver. Would be good, right? Silver is good. So bun in black and puro in giniro. Giniro. then Takeda says their boss, I guess, I'm guessing their boss, what did they end up calling it? Kimura-san, what do you think of, right? It's their superior. Or what does Kimura-san think? And then Takuchi said that now he's quoting, so using the direct quotes. He said that he's going to be absent today, actually. Or he said that he was going to be absent today. Or going to rest today. Contextually. So Itami said, yeah, he's not here, right? Not here. Imasen. Then he quotes him casually. Interesting. Oh, that's probably because Itami is, one of them is, we're just gonna assume one of them is of higher station than the other, or they know each other pretty well. He said that yesterday night he had a headache, right? Atama ga itai, right? So, 昨日の夜から so since last night 頭が痛い it hurts, and then that was a casual quote, and then he said that this came from his friend. He heard it from his friend. So, ikimashita, heard, right? Kimura-san no tomodachi kara, right? Then Takeda, it's kind of hard to read the names, honestly. And then I understand or understood. Yesterday, Kimura-san, he called, basically. He called Kimura-san, and he thinks that everything in purple, everything should be in purple is good. Like purple, as he said, is what he's saying. Everything is in purple is nice. And then it's like, oh, really? Or is that so? Right? I see. Today we'll gather everyone's thoughts and send out the message, or everyone's opinions, right? Memo of everyone's opinions. Okay. Pretty straightforward when it comes to the quoting. They weaved in a casual quote in there, probably between coworkers, multiple times when they were talking about what someone else said, right? Especially their superior. And then most of the other quotes, the generalized quote that they use deals with thoughts, considerations. There is one more. I don't remember. There are 3 of them. They'll probably come to me at some point. Not too bad. I'm gonna try to keep today's lesson a little abbreviated. Still on the tire side. Alright, let's get back to the next one. Getting past it. Past tense or non-past tense? To deepen our understanding of tense and time in Japanese. Verb, non-past. And then present progressive. Huh. Okay. In this topic, we're going to learn about Japanese tenses. Specifically, we're going to learn how, in reality, Japanese only has a past and non-past tense. One form is all we need for multiple different meanings. Interesting way to place it.
私は毎朝駅で友達を待ちます。
Okay. Non-past, right? Habit. I'm not sure if I grab the habit.
兄は来週出かけます。
Right? Non-pass. And it is inferred that is the future because of contextual active leaving in the future. So 来週 is next week. So that means that 出かけます must be in the future.
地球は丸いです。
Right, just non-pass, and it's used as a generalization. Okay, what do we have? In books, the non-pass form will regularly be used for events that are happening in the moment. Okay, but without any time word being used. In these cases, usually obvious from context that is happening then and there, as opposed to using the present progressive. Interesting. Present progressive is then its contrast with present progressive. So I can kind of see what. Oh no, this is past progressive actually. Intriguing. The idea of tense and time can sometimes get a little confusing, so let's clear up some of the details. That aspect of it is a little tense. That aspect of it a little tense. Right. As we have just learned, with just one form, we can talk about everything in the non-past, future, and present. We also already know how to talk about things in the past. Those are the only two Japanese tenses. Easy. Practice. But we've also learned about teiru being used to talk about something which is ongoing. Isn't this also a tense? That's a fair point.
お母さんとお父さんはワインを飲んでいます。
Actually, this is something called aspect, not tense. Fair enough. Tense tells us when something happened, past or non-past, while aspect tells us how the action is going. Is it finished? Is it ongoing? Is it a result? In technical terms, teiru tells us that something is in the right progressive aspect. In regular terms, it just tells us that action is alive and ongoing. As Japanese has just two tenses, we can simply apply the specific aspect. Sorry, I had to get rid of a bot. Simply apply the specific aspect, ongoing or not, to the tense time. We can do this using teiru and teita, teimasu and teimashita in polite speech, right? In Teinego.
僕は今、橋を渡っています。
And then also, they didn't cluster in the te form. Watatte. Watatte is watasu, right?
昨日の朝、赤ちゃんが泣いていた。
Yeah, naiteita. So nai is naru, right? Is it? Naite. Actually, I might double check on. So watasu does become watatte, and then I thought this was is or naku? Yeah, naku. Because of the e. Naite is naku. I'm thinking of a different type of cry. Like a audibleness. If all of this sounds a little too complicated, don't worry. The main thing to remember here is that Japanese doesn't really map perfectly to the English idea of time and tense, despite having some basic similarities. Yeah, well, most things don't map. It's interesting to think that languages have to really map perfectly. I can kind of see that type of mentality, though, trying to map things perfectly, as opposed to contextually comprehending. Dad's diary. Eat with the family, hang out with the waifu at the park, and then watching scary movies with the family. All right. Now he's writing, huh?
僕の嫁は僕と子供に毎朝朝ごはんを作ります。彼女はサラダとスープとパンを作ります。子供は毎週土曜日におばあちゃんの家に行きます。庭に私と嫁の椅子があります。土曜日の朝は妻と2人でその椅子に座って朝ごはんを食べます。妻は鳥におはよう、元気と言います。僕はその時間が好きです。妻と子供は時々ヴァンパイアの映画を見て泣いています。2人は怖いと言ってみるのをやめますが、僕はそれを見て楽しんでいます。子供は僕を見て面白いと言います。楽しい幸せな毎日です。
Okay. All right. So he's basically writing in his journal, right? So at my house, right? In our house, in my house, or in my my wife, sorry. With wait. Yome is wife, right? Yes. So my wife, we me, the kids, in the morning we made breakfast, right? My wife makes breakfast. Oh, or I guess not we, but my wife makes breakfast. In terms of her makes breakfast for me and our child. Although, yeah, there's the need. Okay, every morning, she prepared. She made. I heard bread and salad and soup, right? Okay. And then in terms of their child, every Saturday, they go to grandmother's house. In the yard, yes. In the garden of our with my wife, there was a what? There was a bench. I think, yeah, there was a bench or a chair, I suppose, but I think it's more as though they're referring to a bench here. And then Saturday morning, together, right? The two of us together with a wife together. At that bench, we sat and had breakfast, right? Ate breakfast. Yeah, they're saying chair, but I'm just gonna say bench because contextually, it says my wife and my chair is in the garden, right? We're just gonna say wife with a bench in the garden situation, and then we sat on the bench together, right? Even though it's not benchy or something like that. Isu is, we're gonna contextually be a little bit more flexible there. Then in terms of the wife, right? To the bird, they're like, "Good morning. Are you okay?" She said, right? She said, integration of the quoting. "Good morning, are you well?" Right? the birds. Then he really liked the time there, like that time there. It says that time, which is what it does say. Sono jikan. I'm saying that time there because contextually he's also referring to the time that was taking place in the garden. Then with the wife with the children, they watched a vampire movie, right? Or actually, the kid they saw the kid crying while, I guess you could say, at because of crying and watching the vampire movie, right? It says their wife too sometimes, right? Sometimes tokidoki, but I thought it was kind of funny that he was saying the wife was crying too. So together, the two of us, the two of us, was like, it's scary, right? It's scary, or at least the two of them were scary and quit looking because it's scary. And for me, he had fun seeing that. The kid, in terms of their little kiddo, he said, or he thinks that's funny the way I am, right? That I am funny, as in the guy that's writing, and then he was very happy, basically happy every day. Every day is fun and happy. So tanoshi is fun, and then oh no. Sawase? Oh no. Oh no. Shiawase. This read is rough. Shiawase. I forgot to track the topic here. What was the topic? It was about non-past. So makes, right? That's the present during a specific time. Makes again. This is in the polite form. Then go, and this is future, or go, sort of. It's just non-pass, because it states when something is going. So these are generalizations. So this is a generalization, 3 generalizations. This is present generalization at a specific time. Generalization or I guess this would be present. Actually, that's kind of didn't cover this, but that's good. There's no past usage, so they were really specifically, now we have present progressive. So when watching, right? This is progressive. Huh. I don't know what this would be other than it's non-pass. It's scary and stop watching. Because this is kind of a flex, the way it's interpreted. As opposed to using, like, this isn't the same as progressive aspect. However, when translating this, it would come off as a progressive aspect in like a gerund in English. I'm not sure about this one. And then this is non-pass. Maybe a generalized statement with a quote. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if I would go and constantly think about whether it's the type of usage when it comes to non-pass usage. Interesting. It's okay. It's all relative. Learn how to modify nouns in more details using relative clauses. Relative clauses. Let's see. Okay. This one is doing the, you can use a verb phrase in front of a noun. Right. Verb phrase in front of a noun, it takes the past tense of the verb with attached to, it's either the past tense of a verb or the present progressive of a verb, and you can place it in front of the noun to make it a noun, a verb modified noun. So like the person walking the dog, for example. Like, so it's walking the dog and then the person. And then garu can is about sort of the existence of something that the noun has, or like an existence with the noun, or in other case it's possession of it. So a noun that has an aspect of something, or there exists something with that person. Particle swapping. I'm gonna have to look over particle swapping. I'm not sure what that is referring to. In this topic, we're going to learn about relative clauses. With relative clauses, we will be able to take, oh, wait. I think I might know which particle clause. With relative clause, we will be able to take verb phrases and use them to describe nouns, giving us even more ways to give details about things we're talking about, right?
明日履くスカートは可愛いんです。
Right. Haku is wear. So is the scarf that's being worn, right? Or I will wear, I guess, that I wear. Fine. It's cute. Right. They're lumping ashita because it's technically modifying when the wearing happens. So tomorrow worn scarf. So the scarf that I wore tomorrow. Let's make sure. The must life form of verbs may not be used when making a relative clause. Did I know that? Takashi-san 東京に住んでいました。男。Oh, okay. I don't know if I knew that, although I haven't seen it, so gotta keep that in mind. In a relative clause, because A is describing B, sure, B will be considered the main topic subject. This means that wa will generally not be used in place of ga. However, no can be used instead of ga as showing a relationship between A and B as one of the main functions, which is probably down here. This is what the particle swapping is. Why is it A is describing? How's that? I thought it would be the other way around. A is describing B. B will be considered the main topic or subject. Okay, this means that wa will generally not be used in place of ga. I usually think that ga is emphasizing the thing before it. Oh, because this whole thing. This whole thing is, yeah, fair enough. And what was this note about? Ga is not swap for no if the clause contains an object marked by wo. In such cases, no will be interpreted as the possessive particle, thus changing the meaning entirely. Okay. Yeah. Definitely see that. Let me read this one. In some cases, the particle no can be used in place of ga to mark a subject. This happens in subordinate clauses that describe or modify a noun where the subject marked by no is not the major. Okay. I see. I see. There are two main reasons why someone may choose to use no instead of ga. First, if there is already another ga, I remember that point. Second, ga can put emphasis on the thing that it marks, delineating it specifically as a new or noteworthy. Using no instead of ga sounds less strong, so something else in the sentence can be emphasized. I don't quite remember that one. Okay. Let's look at the difference between the non-past form. Past form, and the eidu or progressive aspect with relative clauses, and see how different verbs can behave. Okay, modification station. Verbs in any standard form, non-polite, can come before a noun to describe it. For action verbs, the difference in meaning is clear and relates to time aspect when it happened, and if it is ongoing or not. Okay.
毎朝ロックを聞くのは僕の父です。
Okay. Sure.
あそこでセーターを脱いでいる女の人は私の後輩です。
Okay.
昨日買った本は面白かったです。
Okay. However, for verbs that describe the form or state of something, like getting fat, however, for verbs that describe the form or state of something, okay, like getting fat, drying, putting on clothes, either teiru or can be used without a major change in meaning. was this a separate grammar point for... I think this was.
太っている猫が好きです。
Right, because this is 太い。振っている。Huh. Or, oh no. Just kidding. This is the verb, right? So, 太る and then 太っている. Okay. Instead of what? Uh, 太った。Ara? No. Wait. Oh no. Oh no, wait. I'm thinking of the past tense. Let's...太る would no different than because past tense. 太った or is it... I'm having trouble. So is that considered ru? I guess. 太った Okay.
赤い帽子をかぶった子供が交番にいます。
Okay. 太 kabu. I thought it was 太 kabu is to wear something on top. Cover, worn or wearing. No different than teiru. So things that deal with describing the state of something. Okay. Keep stealing. Is that the same person? Different person. I guess this person might be telling this person who's in charge of this person? Huh. Are there 3 people here or are there 2 people here? I think there are 3 people here. Okay.
お母さん、あなたが昨日着た下着は洗わないの？さや、洗うよ。お母さん、今洗濯をするの。さや、はーい。さや、今日車を使うからメガネが必要なんだ。知らない？お母さん、あやこが今日メガネをかけているのを見たよ。さや、私のメガネ？お母さん、出かけるの？さや、昨日結婚した友達と遊びに行くの。あやこ、ただいまー。さや、あやこ、私のメガネ。あやこが今着ている着物も私の着物だ。あやこ、これさやの着物なの？お母さん、これはお母さんの着物って言った。 お母さん。お母さんはお母さんが買った着物って言ったのよ。さや。あやこがつけている手袋も私の手袋だ。嫌だ。あやこ。これは学校の前で売っている手袋だよ。寒いから借りたの。
Oh, that's that is kind of all right. So the mother, I guess, did you not wash? Did you? I don't know how Doggy. Did you not wash your underwear yesterday, I guess? Oh, or won't you? Okay, won't you wash the underwear that you wore yesterday? Okay, won't you wash it? Okay. And then Shitagi's underwear wore yesterday because of the... Okay. Saya said I did, or, you know, I will wash them. Oh, that's just the present tense, non-past thing. Today, guess this is for reason you'll do the cleaning, right? You're going to do the washing now or cleaning now. Guess this would be just the emphasis as opposed to a reason. Because this is the washing, yeah. So this is sentaku o suru, and then no is the normalizing no. I didn't see that first time pass. So today you're doing, it's the washing, right? So it's the no washing. Ima, no. And she's gonna do it. It's implying that despite this person. This one I kind of got lost because I'm not entirely sure if she was saying you or the mother. And then of course acknowledgement, okay. Then it's like I need my glasses. Right, I need my glasses in order to use the car today. Do you know? Like, do you know where they are, basically? This is contextual. It's like, you don't know, or do you know where they are? Since I'm going to use the car today, I need, right? Emphasis. And then the mother said, Ayako has, Ayako today, she saw Ayako wear them today, right? And we're using present progressive here, or the state, and then this state is being used to describe the ones she is wearing, so the glasses she is wearing. So this is no being modified by 今日メガネをかけている, right? かけている. So she saw Aiko wearing glasses. So it is the one that is referring to the previous glasses she was talking about. And then it's like my sunglasses or my glasses. I'm not sure if they're referring to glasses or sunglasses here, because it's kind of weird to have glasses interchange. Anyways, and needing glasses to drive is definitely a thing, right? Like, yeah, I'm not sure how dekakeru no work here. Like, are you going out? Or will you go out? Yeah. Okay. Just like, yes. She's going to the wedding, right? The friend's wedding, or hang out. So yesterday's wedding, right? She's hanging out with the friend from yesterday's wedding, or that got married yesterday. Basically, I'm going out with my friend that got married yesterday, right? Wedded. 結婚した友達と right? 遊びに行くの. So basically, that friend, that particular friend, then Ayako comes in, I'm home, right? She returns, and then Ayako, my glasses. Ayako is also the kimono that it's my kimono that she's wearing, right? So Aiko got, so this here right now, so that she is wearing now, that kimono that she's wearing now is also my kimono. And Aiko is like, this, right? This kimono, are you talking about this kimono? Mom said that this was her kimono. So we have the casual generalization set, right? This is yours or mom's in third person. Then the mother said, well, mom said, or like I said, I bought the kimono, right? It's the one that I bought. This is the one, presuming that she doesn't have to have. I'm not sure if this is reading too much into it, but the idea is like, if you bought it, it's not quite yours. She might be buying it for someone else, per se. And then this one was, I lost it here. So something like my gloves. So whatever the gloves that she's using is also mine. And it's like yada is like, I hate this, right? Yada. The gloves that I was wearing are my gloves, right? Gloves too. Which then we have gloves. So tebukuro is being modified by Aiko. Aiko ga tsuketeiru. So tsuketeiru, there's no kanji here. However, tsuke is probably attached, right? So I'm kind of used to seeing tsuke. This tsuke. Well, how did the right side go? Let's skip. Oh. I added an extra. I messed up the stroke. And that's how you attach accessories. So tsukeru is being used for accessory, like kind of alternative area, like alternative articles of clothing situation, like attaching things, as opposed to like a kiku or kaburu, which is to cover something, or haku, lower body stuff. And I go like, no, nuh-uh, or something sort of like that. And then this glove, right? This glove. So she's basically disagreeing, like, no, this glove is the one that I bought before, for school, basically, before school, and because it was cold, more or less. Oh, it is cold, so I borrowed them. Okay. They sell in front of the school, yeah. These are... Oh, I forgot the sell. My bad. So this whole thing here, I wasn't sure if this is before or literally in front of the school. So I thought about this as it's the gloves that I purchased before school, as in like a time before going to school, as opposed to in front of the school. So that's a bit mixed up there. And then Karita, forgot about borrow. Didn't mention the borrow because it is cold. This bottom part is a bit rough. Okay. Okay, so what I have noticed is that every time I see no, right, I'm not thinking about the particle swapping, as in making the subject. I do refer to it as a nominalization, but it's a nominalization because the subject is a noun, typically. And sometimes I read it as, especially the ending of something. When I read it as the ending, I think of it as an ending particle and not a, like here. These are not ending particles. These are particle swaps. Or more like subject markers, or like nouns. These are nouns. I gotta keep in mind that in this case they didn't use no in any form outside of the subject. And there was possession as well. So possession, right? Noun again, noun. So I gotta keep that in mind. So some of these are throwing me off when I was listening. I was like, wait a minute. Wasn't sure. Like whether they were asking for a reason or not. Maybe it's because I'm not listening for the ending next to a no. Can I mix it up with anything else? I don't think so. So I'm probably gonna have to listen for these a lot more frequently. All right. Okay. And oh, great, another null topic. I'm gonna keep it to 1 hour today. I'm still a bit on the tired side. It's relatively probably the least familiar thing is the last thing. The ga and no particle swapping and no function. Probably the most flexible thing. And then obviously we still have more points. Quoting is fine, right? We had quoting. And then the idea of tense versus aspect. So present progressive, or the progressive aspect versus non-past and present. So those are, in fact, I feel like the non-past is far more contextual. So instead of thinking about it as a like strict thing, you case by case, it's already somewhat contextually intuitive at this point. Probably one of the non-pass is probably one of the first things you kind of start to intuit. All right, that's a wrap for my Bunpro session today. You can watch this later. Arigatou gozaimasu. Right, as always, feel free to follow along, pick up Bunpro for yourself. You're always welcome to come on by and yap and discuss. Still kind of leaning back into things, recovering. I'm kind of like sleeping a lot, a couple more here and there, resting my voice, and then we'll get back up to speed. I do got to do all the updates for the August. For August. This is the start of the new month. It just so happens that my yearly event that I go to lined up with the end of a month and the beginning of a month, right? Like, start at the end of the month and coincide it with the beginning of the month, which makes it a little difficult to update the stuff since I operate on a monthly schedule. All right, that's a wrap for today. So until next time, right? 皆さんまたね。見てくれてありがとう. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one. I'm gonna get up, stretch, walk around a little bit, and I'll be back for HanziHero. Thank you. Alright, folks, welcome back, everyone. 欢迎大家回来。今天是第562天 Day 562, and we actually over the break. So I'm finally back from my annual event, an anime convention. A little bit on the recovery side right now, and also during my time off, coincidentally, there has been a curriculum update, and it's been probably over a year. There's an adjustment to 3 of the characters, and not necessarily an addition, but an adjustment, which I think we came across, possibly. We'll see how. Okay, so this was Jiao, and then it's swapped to Jua as opposed to Jiao, which I did encounter this one, where this looks more like a Jua, right? The bass sound of this is a Jua instead of a Jiao. Jiao, it really doesn't look like Jiao. So Jua is much more friendlier. I'm kind of curious what the rationale is for this. It's probably because of, I imagine most of these deal with Taiwanese in some way. And the Liao, okay, now that looks like Liao. What was this before? Sloppy? Like shaggy? That does look like Liao, right? So now it's a 2, Liao. I think it was originally, like, I think it might have been Hui or something. It might have been Hui. I'm gonna have to, I don't remember what the original was. We'll see. And then Dao. I mean, this doesn't look like anything, so this is gonna be just as difficult. To bore a hole, I think it might have been Zhuo. Yeah, it was Zhuo. Oh no, Jiao is not that great either. Zhao and Zhuo, but they're both kind of tough for this one. So because these got changed, their progress is reset. 20 lessons. 20 lessons? I don't think I added that many. I wonder what else changed. Oh, they might be vocabulary changes. Oh, they're probably vocabulary changes. Did anything else change? The interface is the same. Yeah, so it's just curriculum stuff. Yeah, so I see. Oh, no way. There might actually be additional vocabulary. Okay, so additional words were added. So we're just gonna do the lessons today, honestly. We won't do the reviews today. Oh, I forgot to mention. So we kept, instead of doing vacation mode like last year, we just let it go because characters will build up. Now, that means that I have a lot of characters to catch up on, which we'll lean into as the week passes. So I have to catch up on a lot of back-end upkeep. I've been napping and sleeping quite a bit. My old age is, my aging self is catching up with me. This year has been an extraordinarily different year. I brought a guest along with my annual adventure Right. So we're doubling up our vigorousness. Alright, so let's go and do our 20 lessons.
娃娃
Wah wah. Wah wah. Did I add this? I don't think so. I wouldn't have added or repeated one. A newborn. Makes sense. Is that a tone shift? That's not a tone shift. So wah is one of the weak ones. The female with a brick. The brick in here. Okay. Or a womb. This is like akin to a womb. So wow. Now let's read some of this. Bao. Bao Baozi. Wait. Baozi Wawa.
妈妈抱着娃娃，
Oh, Baozi Wawa. Mama, sorry, I said Wawa twice. Mama, yeah, Mama Baozi Wawa. 娃娃很安静，很安静。
娃娃很安静。
娃娃在睡觉，娃娃在睡觉。
娃娃在睡觉。
Okay. Pretty okay.
娃娃慷慨，
慷慨。Kang is generous, right? It's right. Right is Kang, or right is Kang. So Kang for, and it's an aspect of the spirit, right? So in this case, it's generous, and Kai is indignant, which is not great. Maybe it's just I don't see how Kai characterizes it. Maybe Kai is a general thing about being like vigorous, maybe. Describes the level of being generous that's above and beyond, yeah. So like someone who's vigorously generous. I'm not sure if Kai has been lumped with any other one. Any other characteristic that is... Oh, it will be. Oh, it will be. I see. Or sort of. Actually, let's go look at the dictionary for this. Is Kai a general modifier? Let's find out. Decide with regret. That's not how. I'm looking for the right hand. Oh, it's vehement and fervent as well. Anyways, okay, fun. That's double indignant. Gankai. 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 No. This one's gonna be tough. Sure, we'll just say vigorously, right? Vigorously generous. 王先生对朋友非常慷慨。
王先生对朋友非常慷慨。
谢谢你慷慨的帮助。
谢谢你慷慨的帮助。
慷慨的帮助。这个人非常慷慨。
这个人非常慷慨。
Okay, fair enough.
慷慨。
This one might be a 50-50.
鲁莽。
鲁莽。 wasn't this like, but oh no, it's not. What was the other one? Lu? This is Lu Mang. Why does it sound like Lu Mang? Guess it would be because of a 3-3, right? Lu Mang. Wow, you can't really tell the difference between what was the other one? Oh wait, that's Liu. It's just never mind. Lu Mang, reckless. So Lu is very tough. Lu is rough. That's one of the ones. Mang has double. Mang for rash or rash or hasty. There's also another Mang. What is the other Mang? Dang it! There are two Mangs using the same rights. Oh, the Python. I would need to see the other radical to know that it's Python. Okay. Still can't conjure up the Python. Like actively conjure it up. Lumang. 他的行为很鲁莽。
他的行为很鲁莽。
行为 oh, whoops, not for. I thought it was for. 行为他的行为很鲁莽。 Oh, it's it's not for. Sorry. 行 was fine. 行 it's way too. Why do I think it's for sometimes? There's no reason I should have thought of it as for. 他的行为会很鲁莽。不要鲁莽的，这是的，不是的，yeah，的做快，决定，
不要鲁莽的做决定。
yeah 的做决定。This is a secondary read for this. This is the adverbial, so recklessly. The adverbial, and then 鲁莽的 R, drive. What is drive? 驾驶 right? 驾驶很危什么？危险 right? 危险。驾驶 yeah 驾驶很危险。
鲁莽的驾驶很危险。
鲁莽。疲惫。
Oh, that's a tough one. The tired. And bay. Oh, it's bay on top of heart, which is also exhausted. Yeah, 疲惫. This one's good. I'm not sure if I already added. So there's a chance I have to undo some dictionaries because it's probably redundant. There's probably going to be some redundant vocabulary. 疲惫 would definitely be something that I would add. Largely because bay is weaker. P is okay. Right? P is okay. Bay is not. Bay is weight versus bay, this bay, or exhausted. Exhausted is the tough part. What do we have? 我今天很疲惫。他感到非常疲惫。他昨天飞太太太疲惫了。那飞太疲惫了。
疲惫。模型。
模型。模 is model. Mo is on a weak side. More makes me think of coffin, which is mu. Or is it more? I'll double check some stuff here. Looking for coffin. So we have more for desert. More grope, that's fine. More model. Okay. And then mu curtain is related. More membrane, that's fine. Mu grave. Yeah, more nobody. Nobody is the tough one. And then a bunch of moos. Right? It's moo and more. Moo more for these two. Okay. And then Xing is a mold, which is also a model. So either model or mold. All right. 这是一个模型 ，sure。他在做一个模型。这个模型很，is that a different read? Can't no. Okay, 好看 Okay. It's not 好看 very nice. I was thinking of something else. I also paused on this because all I could think about is ski. In this way, it'll be more like e or yoi. E.
模型。娃娃。
We're back to reading the sentences and vocabulary, which can help out. I used to do that initially, and then due to the interest of time and scaling, stopped reading the example just to practice like general basic sentence structure. Yeah, that's so tough.
慷慨。
I is so rough. What is the breakup of Kai? Oh, Silver Butler. I feel like we can do better than Silver Butler. No? Never mind. Oh yeah, we can. Gee, sense. Ooh, sense. Sense is oof. That is not gonna improve. Oh, I did add it. Wow. I did try to add it. Okay. I don't see the G. I should have recognized the G. Huh. Oops.
鲁莽，
How do I be rude?
模型，疲惫，
Eh?
颠覆，
Bian fu. Bian is inverted, and then fu is to basically turn over, so to overturn is fine. Oh, in a figurative way. This word is usually used in a more figurative way. Oh, okay. 这本书颠覆了我的刑什么刑法
这本书颠覆了我的想法。
想法 oops not 想法 This book changed my mind basically. It says my way of thinking, but change my mind is pretty much 他的成功颠覆了大家的什么书wait expectation 习新出预期 Alright, how does the use order 期 Oh, I don't know about that. Okay. That doesn't work. 预期 What? How is Yuchi not? Well, that explains a lot. Look at you for a moment. I can probably interpret this out myself, right? In advance. Okay, so that never mind. That is what I think it is. So how does that work with chi? Whoops. Which is period. Yeah. An advanced period expectations. All right, I can see that. In advance is on the weak side. It looks like you, but I can't think of it as advance. I was thinking of it as look back. Let's oops. Or oh. Hey. That's a tough one. 预期这个发现颠覆了就什么年观念观念那年 发现 yeah 发现 so this 发现 discover overturn hold 观念 ideas 观念 I'm not sure about 观念 either. 观念 is a oh goodness. So 观 is to observe, right? And 念 is miss, but it also implies like it deals with things that are left over, right? Yeah, left over. So like observed leftover would be like traditions. I was gonna say traditions, but it says old ideas. Like 旧观念 reminds me of old traditions, like orthodox. Interesting.
颠覆
So figurative.
雕塑
雕塑 雕 sculpture 塑 how does 塑 work? Oh, plastic. Oh no. Oh dearie. Plastic. It is another use of plastic. What do we have for plastic? 塑料 or something. 塑料 yeah. Oh, 塑料 ooh, why do I think it's 3? Yeah, 塑料 the goat. And I don't mean the goat. I mean the literal goat is a tough one. So ni and su are the ones that get kind of wrapped up. And then we have our new group, the jie group, right? That competes, but jie is with the bill, and ni is an anomaly, which disrupts the su. There are only 2 sus here, though. So we got the plastic upstream. And then we have the gang, which is the mountain goat with the hood. The hooded mountain goat group. Alright. Okay. A sculpture that is, I guess, a plastic sculpture is good enough, I suppose. Oh boy. That does say artist, alright. 树家 what is that? I know you, and I don't remember you. I know you too. Oh, probably like Quan. Quan 做了 I should Quan, yeah, Quan 做了新雕塑 Yi. Oh yeah, artwork. Yi Suja. What part of this looks like Yi? Doesn't look like Yi at all. Oh, he was taking shrooms and oh, crazy pills. Oh, that's right, crazy pills in the cloud. Yi Suja. Oh, Chuang. 不是Quan. Chuang. 创作了新雕塑。
艺术家创作了新雕塑。
Why do I think it's Quan versus Quan? Yeah, there's no Quan involved. So I just screwed up the read. 这座雕塑很有名，很有名，
这座雕塑很有名。
有名。Counter. What is that? 博物馆还是博物馆？博物馆 display 展示古老雕塑博物馆I might have messed up the 博物馆 Oh, it's not 讲 it's 讲是古老雕塑
博物馆展示古老雕塑。
展示古老雕塑 reads fine. Like the meaning reads fine. So the characters read fine. The read is not that fine.
雕塑躲避
躲 is to dodge, and then B is to evade. Makes sense, to avoid. This dominant this is a dominant sound here, and then B or P are the dominant sounds for this. Oh there, Jaren. Yeah, it has been a while. How's summer going? Oh, 躲避我躲避他躲避问题 or 问题 yeah 问题 I was gonna say 問題 of all things. Okay. 还是躲避老师。他在公园躲避狗 not 狗躲避狗。You're currently on your semester break, starting semester 2 on the 17th. Yep, that sounds about right. What are you doing on your break?
躲避歪曲
歪曲 歪曲 Y being Y is rough, man, because that just looks like Jiang, that just looks like Bu on top of Jiang. Y, yeah, correcting the sign. Y Qi to askew and bend, to distort. Fair enough. 他故意歪曲了是什么？事实？ No, 不是事实。Oh yeah, 事实。Okay, we're just reading as we're going. You see that you have progressed a lot in my Japanese and Chinese journey? Yeah, we do it every day. Gotta do our due diligence. 请不要歪曲我的话。That's a pretty solid statement. 新闻，新闻有机会什么？有机会歪去申请真心the truth 真心 oh not 11真心英文有时会有时会歪去真心 the meaning reads a lot quicker. That's a deep cut right there. Although, this statement is illogical, obviously. It's the people who report the news sometimes distorts the truth. So the people distort the truth. The people who report the news distorts the truth, technically. It's a leap of logic to say the news itself distorts the truth. It's inferred, right? Inferred. Leap of logic.
歪曲，惋惜，
You're just learning some coding stuff on your own? Oh, what type of coding are you doing? Chern. 惋惜. One is regret, right? We have the dominant character one, and then the soul. One, and then xi. We also have dominant xi over here, and it's also dealing with the soul, although in this case is cherish, which lines up with Japanese. Why xi? Did I add this? Add this. I feel like I might have added this. So we'll have to get rid of some redundancy. 惋惜，大家都对 oh no, fruits of our labor or outcome 什么果结果结果感到惋惜。结果大家都对结果感到惋惜。You're still finding your interest or starting semester 1. You're just learning a bit of everything, see how each programming language is like while your school teaches C++. Interesting. Is this a Malaysian school? C++. Still priority, huh? You're still finding your interest right now? You don't know what you still want to work as in the future? Front end, back end, full stack, maybe make games or cybersecurity? I see. How did your first oh wait. Okay, so how was your first semester? What have you discovered about yourself in your first semester? 他很惋惜。惋惜something 过错过这次机会this opportunity. Yeah, 错过 to miss or overlook. 老师对他的什么 about the failure. 什么被被什么is it by 被就是被父辈感到欢喜 no 是 it is by 是 by forgot the 是 thought about fu instead Japanese fu by again meaning is still there reads a little on the topsy-turvy
万喜
so
颠覆躲避
next your first semester was okay, kind of relaxing and learned stuff on your own mainly since school teaches the basic stuff first which you already knew. That is one way to think about it or how to approach it. Next semester you're taking math, mobile app development, and e-commerce. Well, that's certainly a eclectic mix of things, but is a short term, so 7 weeks only. Let's see how it goes. Fair enough. Mobile app development in 7 weeks, and e-commerce in 7 weeks. Interesting. What do you mean by math? Like in terms of math, how does math work in your major? Oops. That's it.
歪曲 标速 万喜
Okay.
喧闹
Now is to make a ruckus, right? That's a special one. Shin. Oh goodness. Double noisy. What was the other one? Fight? Or it's fight. Right. Oh. Yikes. Do and no. Both of them are pretty rough. Or math, you think it's just a necessary math for programming, like matrices, vertices, and or vectors, and etc. That's fair enough. I'm kind of curious if they're gonna like use things like MATLAB as a example for math usage. Or even statistics. Like statistical stuff too. Now, I guess you'll be covering things like booleans and differential equations probably. Maybe conditionals, like conditional notation. Intriguing. You're on your way. It's great that you're taking the initiative to spend your extra time sampling and self-studying. There's a separate subject called probabilities and statistics. Oh, okay. So they separated them as well. I think I don't know how it's gonna be curious to see the next couple years how statistics and probability is going to be a large impact. I think probability and statistics is one of the ways to act as a human buffer for evaluating like programming in general. Like you gotta understand statistics and probability as a human element to some extent. Matrices and vectors and whatnot, yeah, that's definitely far more related to being used as a programming thing. Equalities would be the other one, which is usually referred to as the Boolean relationship stuff. I wonder if your math courses cover syllogism, which is taking like symbols to converting arguments and conditionals into symbols. Okay. Now it's just a but. Now and do are just gotta know now and do. There's really no other way around it. This particular Warhammer thing is, yeah. Shin looks like Shin. This is a Shin. Now and do has no equivalence. And no. 夜市很热闹。有 what？ 楼下的店很喧闹。楼啊，not low， 楼下的店很喧闹。我不喜欢什么喧闹的地方。Fair enough。今天的 Oh no, all I can think about is 街。What is how does it 街上街上很喧闹。街 is Fujianese. 街上 or 街yeah 街上 actually 街 might use something else than 上 honestly. You're buying a new laptop soon to replace your current 5-year-old potato laptop? Ooh, how's the pricing nowadays? I can't wait with the current, yeah, right, RAM prices. It's not a price inflation, just to clarify, right? It's price fixing. We got to be real with this. There's no price inflation. Inflation is a different thing, but RAM demand. I already found a new deal which you think suits the current market price. Fair enough. You're just waiting for the voucher. Hopefully, yeah. That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough to be in a position that you require new hardware. Are you gonna? I'm curious if your e-commerce, like your other classes, are gonna talk about it. Yeah, supply demand, not an inflation thing. I'm not sure if you're into market kind of discussion. 5-year-old potato laptop. What are you getting? What's available overseas? Now you kind of regret not buying it last year? I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it is, right? Hard to predict. Markets do be markets. But alleged price fixing is definitely a thing.
喧闹，
There's obviously regrets and trying to predict and purchasing stuff when alleged price fixing happens. Kinda, you just gotta live with it, not necessarily regret. It's not like people can anticipate alleged price fixing or such things.
称赞，
称赞. So we got praise. Both the zans are praise. Chung is interesting. I think I added this. The name praise, so like to praise someone by naming them, right? Or in a way. What are you getting? What type of laptop has caught your eye? Chun Jan. It does. That's a special Chun. There isn't a Chun that looks like that. This is one of the earliest ones, and that is a weak one. 大家都称赞他，对，他喜欢称赞别人 ，sure。父母，这是父母 ，right? Is there any other word? No. 父母常常称赞孩子。That? Nah. That doesn't happen. What kind of question? What kind of statement is that? Something Chinese people don't say. I can tell you that. Maybe other parents talking about other parents, perhaps, but this would make a fun gag, a fun little YouTube short. Something Chinese people don't say. Parents often praise their children. Actually, I don't. This word is very alien to me because you don't use praise too often. Let's see. You're buying the Legion 5i. Legion 5i is a solid value choice. Any of the Legions is a solid choice. I think Lenovo is doing really excellent with trying to absorb Ramageddon. 386H, fair enough. Pretty solid. 5060 laptop, yeah, 115 watt TDP. The deal is good because the seller offered a lot of upgrades like 32 gigabytes of RAM and 4 terabytes worth of storage. Yeah, 32 gigabytes of RAM is kind of a bare minimum for, in my opinion, for programming situations, especially localized simulation, like localized boxes. You're instancing for the programming, because the normal price is 16 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte, and CPU is 356. Yeah, 356 is a little too weak, I would say. So hopefully you're gonna get a decent price on the 386. The 5060, it is what it is because of NVIDIA gouging. But you think the RAM and storage already made up the price gap? I mean, if you can get something remotely market price, right, for the 32 gigabytes of RAM, the storage is alright. But, yeah, 32 gigs without the other free gifts. Gifts, huh? The price is an RM 7800 after the oh, sorry, that's your price. Right, the price 780? Or are you is that an extra zero? Or is it Sorry, I don't remember what the exchange rate is, but is that 780 as opposed to 800? Oh, after 800 discount. Oh, wait. All right, 7800. What is that? Like 2000 something. I'm gonna say that 2000 something. The voucher on August 8th. Sounds like you have something that will be sufficient for your schoolwork. This is for schoolwork, right, Chern? Schoolwork. Last year, model 255HX offered more CPU performance. It's more than enough, but 356H and 386H is Intel new generation CPU, which offers power efficiency and longer. I mean, yeah. I mean, usually most CPUs gravitate towards power efficiency, no? A higher TDP CPUs. I mean, that is certainly ideal for programming workloads. But power efficiency is obviously Intel's game. Low TDP and power efficiency on CPUs also extend the life of the CPU. It's not largely only battery life. Last year's model on sale, US is 1200. Oh, it's about 2000. Okay. Fair enough. 1900, huh? Hey, whatever's for education. It's for education, right, Chern? Kidding. Sounds like you can do a lot with that laptop. Yeah, it would be difficult to match Lenovo right now. Lenovo is it's the value pick. If someone is gonna ask me about where to start, it's probably going to be a Lenovo, especially their Legion line. You just need a laptop that can last you around another 5 years. Fair enough. Future proofing is not a thing, so you buy laptops for your use case. I don't think buying technology to expect it to last, however, you can't predict how long things will last. You simply use them until your use case no longer its use case is no longer in existence. So it could be next year, it could be the year after. You don't future-proof by technology, in my opinion. I think that's a logical fallacy. So hopefully, though, I would say hopefully you get 5 years of use out of it. You can't need or want a technology. It can change tomorrow after you buy your laptop. Oh, the seller also provides 3-year warranty upgrade instead of the normal 2 years? Ooh. How does a 3-year warranty upgrade work? What does that mean? I don't think I've heard those words put together, like a warranty upgrade. Are you saying you can upgrade the laptop and the warranty will cover the upgrades? Any upgrades? 3-year. Oh, okay. So no. I read that incorrectly. Are you saying that they are offering 3-year warranty as opposed to 2-year warranty, and it was no extra cost? The warranty is Lenovo Legion's ultimate support. Basically, it's on site and you can call them to fix it. I see. It's warranties sound a little bit okay. 3 years. They give you 3 years on that laptop. 3 years sound fairly reasonable. Yeah, I would have given a laptop of that nature 2 years. So getting an extra year is pretty nice. And it's on site. Interesting. On site. Do you have a Lenovo vendor locally? Or is this offered through like a retail place? It's been many years since I've purchased a laptop. So most troubleshooting and troubleshooting related things and fixing things were manual. Like since the PC is on my end, I did most of the support. Most of the support was on my own end. My last laptop, what was my last laptop? An Asus ZenBook it's one of the first ZenBooks after the redesign. So how long ago was that? 11 years? Dang, has it been 11 years? I think, yeah, it's been 11 years since I purchased the laptop. I haven't been working like away from something a while. Sounds like this item is in your Southeast Asia region popular retail website, like in the US Amazon, right? Sure. Sure. So how does support work? You can call them to fix it. Do they just come to you? That's crazy.
称赞
That sounds amazing.
均匀
均匀. Equal and uniform, right? So that's evenly. 均 is fine. 云, the read on 云is a toss-up, right? Because this is special. 云 均匀. Oh no, yun has double uses. Xing is actually no, jing is actually the weak one. Interesting. They're both kind of weird. You call them and they troubleshoot it for you first. If there's any problem, they come to your house to fix it. Ooh, that's kind of neat. I don't think I've ever heard of a house call before. You just hope this deal doesn't, cause there's 2 stock left. You're waiting for 7th August 8 p.m. for the mega voucher to be released. Oh, well here's fingers crossed for you, Churn. Do you have an alternative? Yeah, tech timing can be a little brutal. Heck. 这是什么？光纤分布很光线分布的很均匀。
光线分布的很均匀。
分布 interesting. Art. Ooh. Bunpro is not that great. Light is fine. Yep. Figured. Ooh, is cloth. Dang, Bunpro. Your alternative is last year's model, but 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte storage for about 7K. I see. But I also have 2 stocks left. Okay. I look forward to hearing about how your tech purchase works. So what are you doing anything like relaxing as well during your break? I just came back from an anime convention, so my thoughts are on like vacation and seeing people. I just spent the last weekend seeing bright, shiny faces and happy people yelling and merrily enjoying themselves. Also exhausting as well. 这个蛋糕缺出 no 切 it's 切 right 切的很均匀切
这个蛋糕切得很均匀。
请把 base color. Oh no. I'm gonna say 全色 no. Is it 全色 No, 不是全色原色 Heck. 颜色涂的 Oh, I don't know about 涂的很均匀 涂 paint? Oh, apply, I see. Oh, or smear. Wait. Which one's my default for涂? Either got smear or paint. Okay. Fair enough, and I added paint. Okay. Just chilling for a bit, talking with friends at night, learning coding, playing a rhythm game in arcades. Oh, interesting. It's not the name of the same one that you showed me before, right? Or was that the same one? I don't actually know the localized name for those games. It's not the one that you showed me clips of you playing, right? I'm contemplating about learning some evaluating some coding thing, teaching coding thing later down the road actually.
均匀疏忽
You forgot what I sent you before? Okay. No worries. Oh, it's in the US now? Oh yeah, that's what you sent me before. So that's what it's called. Huh. I had no idea that's what it's called. Yeah, we were just we watched this at the it was at the anime convention as well. Not too many are ow, my eyes, my burning retinas. Yeah, it's a washing machine. Yeah, rhythm game made by Sega. Now we saw both of the washing machine ones. Or actually, we also had the... I didn't write their names down. I took pictures of them. I'm supposed to post the anime convention pictures at some point, which is what I need to get on top of at the moment. I played Sound Vortex with the guests that I brought along, so we tried out the Sound Vortex. There are a couple new machines there, rhythm machines there as well. This year. Still hitting that rhythm game, huh? Shuhu. Shuhu. Shu. Shu. Oh no. Sparse. Who is to neglect? There's also who for absent-minded. Shu. Why don't I remember sparse? Probably because of that left thing. I can't identify what that left thing is. You put it as a pointer. So we're looking at it as a jung. 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 Are you the only one? It's not the greatest though. And it's off Shu, the floaty Shu. Oh, I didn't think of these two together though. Oh, this is pretty tough though. Shu. You make new friends, by the way? How's your friend situation? You made some new colleagues in college? Now I can actually say colleagues, proper colleagues. Ooh, okay. Okay. Carelessness. All right. 我因为疏忽忘了什么？忘了 locked door. What the heck is locked door? 门 something 门。锁门。Oh, sure. Oh, that's a good one, actually. Oh, 因为, yeah. That's why I got the phone mixed up. Oh, yeah. 因为. Because my standard is 4, unless it's 2 when it is used as an act. Yeah, you made some friends in college, but mainly just your class. True. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 书员. You only know around 70% of your class? I see. 我因为 So I wonder how I say 因为 in because. Yeah, I have no I don't have I don't have a word for 因为. I would say because in English. Because careless. I don't have a word for that either. We're starting to there's quite a lot of words I don't have equivalents for. Ooh, okay. 锁门. 这个意外是一时的疏忽.意外是 accident. Okay, yeah, I can kind of see. I see that. It's a bit. 这次的错位 or 错误，probably 错误是我的疏忽. Okay.
疏忽
疏忽一
耍赖
schwa. Oh, where is schwa coming from? Lie. Lie is to rely on. Schwa. Home and the play with. How is the comb and the lady? Oh, hold up. Schwa. Oh. It's probably the one where he's in the basement of the auditorium. Running around, pushing over. Yes. I don't think I have a strong comb game here, do I? Shaw is the exception, right? Yeah. Shaw lie. Play and rely. Rely on. Act shamelessly. Shaw lie. Lost.比赛. 这是什么？一开始. I don't think that's you. That's 却开始. 开始. I lie. 输. Oh. Oh. Wait a minute. Is that not 书 for what? That's not the. I didn't think I would. I definitely was thinking of something else. To lose, I was thinking of something else entirely. Interesting. Hang on. I'm gonna oops. I'm gonna take this character. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Interesting. Ooh, shit. Those are fine. 出球? Oh. Interesting. 出家. Oh. Wow. So there is an alternative. 输赢. Makes sense. Win or lose. Okay. So I'm gonna have to amend this. I was thinking of something else entirely. 输了. Shu. And che is not great. In this use. Being 确实 it's high. Yeah. Draw. Is what I was thinking. It can be used alone as a conditional. Uh, 小孩子一步高兴有甩赖就甩赖 Maybe you got didn't realize to lose and to transport was the same word. Maybe you got used to single word is lost, double word is to transport. Yeah, I saw it as transport, and I think of loss in different ways. That's something I have to I am currently working on. Thinking of single, like there are single characters and double characters. They don't have single character entries, so I have to retroactively go back and do single character entries. Like for example, tre is a single character entry. They don't have, I don't think they have any plans on doing that, so I have to get used to it again. Like Tio is also another single character entry. HanziHero only uses 2 plus entries. So Shu would be a single one too. So I would have to go back and type them in if they don't default. Usually the default character is based on the word. They write down the primary word meaning ascribed to the word that they decided to use. So transport, any form of transport was shu first. Although when someone says 我输了, all I can think about is they lost by hearing, but not by reading. By reading, I'm like, I transported the game. So I got lost there for a moment. 你在什么？你在甩赖大家就不跟你玩了。你在甩赖大家呀，大家就不跟你玩了。That's a pretty good one. Okay. The English is not as I read the Chinese a little bit. That's a little.
耍赖
How's your language in college? What is language like in college, Chern? Like for everyday use? Malaysia is such a it's one of like where you are is one of the rare times I can ask you about normal conversational language in college, because when I go to college it's often multiple languages and multiple accents, especially English comes in multiple accents too. So outside of where I am, you have one of those also special situations. Your primary language in uni uses English and also uses English to teach. So have you heard a bunch of different English at all, or do all the English sound the same? Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag over here. Where I grew up, English is like I'm thinking of specifically like graduate school. The English, yeah, you walk in and there are 7 different English speakers on average, from my experience, personally. And there are definitely way more students who speak American English for sure. However, my colleagues all speak different English. Like they all have different accents. It was a really eclectic group. Yeah, we had eclectic. Actually, even after college, when I was working, before I went to graduate school, when you walk in, you have like 6 or 7 different English accents. We Malaysians can differentiate Chinese, Malay, and Indian English accents. Malay accent too. Okay. Yeah, Indian Chinese, French, Italian, Shanghai. You can differentiate between Shanghai and mainland. And then we have German, right? German, Italian, French, Irish. Definitely lots of Indian though. South and North Indian. That's generalization because technically they're both the two are specifically from different regions of India. They have a slight pronunciation difference, but definitely lots of Indian English. Malay, surprisingly, by coincidence, there is one Malaysian that we knew that was a family friend. Still a family friend. His English is really no, he has some accent. There I'm thinking about, I'm imagining him speak right now. Like, no. There are a couple words in there, common words. Pretty neat. Do you meet any internationals? I'm actually kind of curious. How often do you meet an international? Like, from say like a Western country, like a Western European country, or even American. I'm not actually sure how often Americans would study abroad in Malaysia. Generally, what I could imagine is maybe you might bump into a colonial accent, so something like Australian, British English, which is closer to Indian, actually, the Indian English accent, minus the particular Indian parts. I imagine the default accent is largely colonial, right? Like, do they sound like, are there any colleagues that sound Americanized? It's so fascinating. For your uni, there's around 20%. Okay, 20% international students. You think there's a few from Sudan in your class? Ooh, I wonder what that sounds like. Huh. Genuinely curious. Have you ever bumped into an American international student? I feel like I rarely ever get a chance to ask this about others. Like, do they ever bump into Americans? Or like a Canadian, for example. A Canadian, like, people from the North American continent. Like the role reversal. I felt pretty alright when I was visiting like New Zealand and whatnot. No, you haven't yet? Intriguing. I always wondered how it feels to... Your English teacher is half Malaysian, half Canadian, though? Oh, Canadian. Interesting. Yeah, I thought... I mentioned Canadian because I think there is more... there is, like, for whatever reason, a higher disproportionate chance that Canadians would be more likely in abroad. Do you... I often ask this because do you find it like, how do you feel when you like run into someone who speaks Americanized English? Because I say this largely because now that the internet is very proliferative, right? A large majority of the accents that you will probably encounter in your life when you're online would be the Americanized accent. And then suddenly, maybe like bumping into people IRL could be like oh, well, okay, they just speak American English. Like for me, when I go to Chinatown, or for example, when I was at Otakon, right, the anime convention that I went, that I go to yearly, I still run into Japanese internationals and Chinese internationals, actually far more Chinese internationals. How do I know they're Chinese? Is based on their accent, their Chinese accent. However, I also see their ID, so they bring passports when they're international, so you can tell if they're from mainland or not. And I did hear a couple that was clearly from northern China, so Beijing, probably Beijing, and I didn't see a Shanghai passport. I did see a Beijing passport though, and then a couple Japanese people, largely because there are also Japanese guests at the international guests at the anime convention. It just feels different for a second, like IRL accent versus online accent is a bit different. You really can hear the pure English accent IRL. That's interesting. So the IRL accent and the online accent is a bit different. That's kind of an interesting thought. Huh. I mean, like, from my perspective, I like to think that I sound exactly like I sound IRL. So that's a kind of a I haven't ever thought about that, if the online accent is different from the IRL accent. Like American wise. I'll have to get back to you on that. I haven't really contrast since I haven't spent too much time. Lately, when I've been thinking about this by coincidence because I spent the last week listening to people. Basically, I'm at a registration desk and I hand out passes. So pretty much I see, like, over the weekend I've seen over at least several thousand people, right? And I hear them and introduce themselves, and it's interesting. Like, each and every year, the accents get a little bit more and more different, dramatically different. And I do agree with you that online accents and RL accents tend to separate each other a little bit too. I could even hear it I could even hear it between a Gen Z that's online and a Gen Z that doesn't spend their time online as much. Man, the way they talk is interesting too. Oh man. One thing that I definitely notice is they don't greet anymore. Sometimes it feels different for a sec because you're used to Malaysian English, that you need a bit of time to adapt it. I see. But usually here there are more British people since, yeah, the Commonwealth country. It's oddly it's one of those things. I feel like when you speak English, right? When people listen to a lot of English, it's one of those things that it's pretty amazing how quickly we adapt to the different accents. Like, you could basically go to another environment and everyone will speak a different English accent, and in a matter of a day, everything will feel like it's normal. Like, that's kind of how I felt anyways when I was 21 or around 20 years old. So pretty much getting close to that age for you too. It took like a day or two when I stopped noticing that everyone spoke differently. The weird thing is, though, I still sound very similar, so people could pick out that I was American, obviously, in New Zealand, which New Zealand is also a Commonwealth country, right? I think it still is currently, but back then it was definitely a Commonwealth country. And I don't know if I ever changed, like, because I was younger, I wasn't paying attention to speech and communication skills yet. So I don't know if my English changed at all living in, like, studying abroad for a couple months in New Zealand. It would be kind of interesting if I had any voice samples of myself adapting to a different accent. Malaysian passports goes to US need visa, while UK is 30-day free visa, if you remember, or is it 90 days? Oh, I see. So there's a reciprocation with UK travel. I needed it. I think the other way around is also true. United States Americans would need visas. Intriguing. I would love to walk into a Malaysian university one day. just to hear. Honestly, this evening I'm probably gonna just look around, look for some videos and whatnot of Malaysian universities. If you have a video of like a colleague or some sort of representation of a Malaysian like university environment, I would love to see it. Like, hit me up on the DMs. I would love to see a surrogate or like a representation of what it's like at a Malaysian university. I really do miss the academic environment. Do you like it? Do you enjoy? I'm curious, like, does it feel any different from like high school in a sense of I really enjoy being around people who are all learning things, maybe even different things, right? Your uni counts as a medium-sized campus? I see, I see. 20% international for medium-sized campus is pretty solid. I went both my yeah, definitely uni feels more flexible. Okay, that's good. Hopefully not too overwhelming. My history, I went to the college, the uni. Mine was a small campus. It was a very small campus. Your most famous uni is University of Malaya. Okay. UM. Okay, I'll have to look up some UM stuff just to see what it compares to, and then maybe like a medium-sized campus. Compare the different sizes. To give you an example of how large my university was, I went to a local college. It was smaller than it was about, I'm gonna say the land size is about the same size as my high school. And then my high school had more students than my college. My college was a small campus. It was on the small side. And then when I went to graduate school, it's a medium-sized campus. Maybe it would be considered a larger one, but it's definitely a medium-sized campus. You can enter there, but since you're pursuing CS career, more popular unis are APU and MMU, and you chose MMU. Okay, I'm gonna see what it's like. Oh wow, that is a fancy building immediately. Wow, your campus looks amazing. A medium-sized campus? Yeah, that's interesting. That is one fancy building to show off the university. Because MU is an old uni, only top students can enter back then. Yeah. That's very similar to, you probably heard most of the stereotypes in the United States. Ivy League schools are based on how old they are. Like, what I mean is the pedantic, like the naming scheme. Ivy League means that they're old. So Ivy Leagues can only be particular age. Despite, obviously, we're not talking about if old means that they're good universities or etc. But generally, the whole idea of an Ivy League is that they are old. So I technically didn't go to an Ivy League place because they're not proportional to how being old isn't proportional to how well they are, like how good they are per se, despite having the top students going there, like for example Harvard, etc. MMU original campus is in Malacca, but I'm in the new Cyber Gaia campus. Does this have anything to do with this fancy building that I see? it's a really fancy building that they're showcasing, but I imagine it's for something else. I do like fancy buildings. In both cases, most of my college life were not spent in fancy buildings. All of them were old style buildings, like the rustic ones.
喧闹，
How to make a lot of noise. Okay.
疏忽，
What? I don't.
称赞，均匀，
Technically, your uni is in the suburb area, so not that crowded and a bit chill. I am a fan of, I call, those things in the United States, I would say the closest thing, they're called college towns. Basically, only residential area surrounds the university. So then that basically the population of the town is largely the students there. So the college towns where you just have residents and then the college itself. Sounds like a lovely place. It looks like a lovely place, like all the images, like the different campuses that I see. Yeah, man. It looks like suburbia for sure. Some of these buildings are fantastic. If I ever visit another country, right? Like in the future, if I visit another country, I would I actually do enjoy seeing if I can like walk through universities. If there's universities nearby, I typically try to visit them. You choose there because at least you get to go home during the weekends. That's nice. I went to a local college, so I drove home. But I can drive home most of the time. It's less than 2 hours away. It's about an hour, I would say 45 minutes to an hour away from home. Actually, even when I went to graduate school, I didn't really live that far away. It's usually 2 hours from home. Largely because I'm more of a... I like to be close because my parents, for logistical and familial reasons, you don't typically live too far away. I don't know what it's like in China, like in mainland China, if the son just like yeeted out of the family, like they just leave the family. But as far as second generation goes, like second generation Americans, like Chinese Americans, they typically stay pretty close. Not all, but a large majority stay close to the family. My sister notwithstanding, of course. My sister took the opposite approach. She tried to gain distance. I kept short distance from my family. Because combination of like responsibility and all that stuff. You can drive now, but you don't have your own car since your parents can't really afford another one now, and car need fuel and repairs fees. Actually, I have a question for you. I'm not sure if you know it yet since you don't own a car, but how does insurance work on your car? Do you have to like pay the one thing? I totally understand the car thing, and then in the United States, besides like fuel repair, in the United States there's also regular maintenance and inspection, and then also insurance. So like specifically owning a car means that taxes, like outside of being able to use a car, right? Fuel and repairs, there's also maintenance costs, which is taxation, property tax, basically car tax, insurance, and inspections. So you have to pay. Owning a car is like a money sink, immediately for anyone who is starting out. Like if you go to school, you're not really working at the moment or earning money, so the car is basically a money sink for most students. In Malaysia, it is required to buy car insurance. Okay. And road tax, I see, before you can use it on the road. Okay. Yeah. So cars, in the United States, that tax is presented in the form of like property tax, which presumably the tax is going to go to the government, which then could redistribute it to things like a road. I'm saying this with the big quotes because it's unclear. Taxes are taxes. It's pulled in and the government decides how to use it. Whether it goes back to the road, that's definitely a different story entirely. So you guys have car insurance. I see. When I visited New Zealand, it was a mixed bag whether insurance was a thing or not. Yeah. Interesting. Do you guys have inspections? Your road tax used to be a sticker to stick on your... Okay, so yes. That would be like a inspection thing. To stick on your car front window shield, but now it's digital, so authorities can just tap your car number plates to check. Oh, so you guys have... I see. What about like car inspections? Do you guys have like emission testing and whatnot, like making sure your car isn't like polluting the world or something like that, or your car is running things? Here it varies between states, but nearly every single state has some sort of version of, is your car safe? Is it meeting the minimum requirements? That situation. So you still have to take it to like a garage or take it to a place to get it inspected and tested. So that's kind of annual upkeep. Can you rent? Is there like I don't know what you call it there, but I imagine there's like a zip car service where you rent a car, not like literally renting a car, but it's like car sharing. There's a thing that when I was much later in college, like closer to the present day, there's this thing called car sharing or a zip car where cars are parked in random places and you can get in the car, drive, and then you place it in another place and then that car will stay there. So then anyone else then other people can share the car. So there's companies where there are designated areas where these cars are, and one of the service was called a zip car. Basically, you can rent the car, go to the car that's nearby, and it's registered and all that, and you access it, and then when you go to a place, you simply park it in the nearest lot that these cars have. Car inspection, I think you inspect yourself. Oh, interesting. If there's any problems, you can take it to the garage to fix. Huh. I see. And you think you can rent a car here? You're not quite sure about that? Yeah. Like an actual rental car in the United States, I think there's a age limit. I want to say it's greater than 18. I think it's 21. But car sharing is like a little different. I'm not sure if you have and also like Lyft and you have your Lyft and what was your Ubers, right? Your Ubers and Lyfts. That's the other version of getting around, but you're not actually driving. So I was just curious about how, Zipcar is an interesting concept. I'm not even sure if Zipcar is around anymore. Is that company doing all right? Yeah, car sharing is the concept I don't think car sharing is that popular anymore. You call it Grab? Oh, that's cute. I see. So you have Grab. Intriguing. Uh-huh. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's like Uber. There's a driver, taxi-like. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if car sharing is a thing in Malaysia. Let's see, car sharing. Oh, Trevo, apparently. Trevo goes there. So there's GoCar, SoCar, and MoveBee. Oh no, but this is rental. This is rental. Intriguing. I guess Trevo operates in Malaysia. You can book it. You can book a car. Trevo. I don't know how they pronounce these names. Grab used to be a Malaysian company, but now it's in Singapore. Yeah, I noticed. I noticed that immediately it talked about since I typed it in with Malaysia attached to it, it immediately said that it moved to Singapore. I wonder why that's the case. What is the comb? It's reckless or act shamelessly. Oh.
耍赖
I have to ask you more about Malaysia in the future. How did I mess up this? All I got is reckless. Oh, careless. Okay. Reckless is or negligent.
素描
You wish your transport system is like Japan? Don't we all? Your wish for Malaysia in future? Don't we all? I would love, obviously the future for me, right? Like if I had to, my personal perspective on the United States, because of the way the United States is structured, the transportation system, like for example, Japanese transportation system may be applicable to like city limits. However, where I live, like the rest of the United States, like the 70% plus of the United States, I think self-driving taxis are probably going to be something in the future. A semi-autonomous or fully autonomous transportation system is the applicable thing, because the United States is very large and most of it is not within city limits. Do you know that SG train came from the train system idea? Singapore train came from the train SG Singapore train system idea, so you can see the layout is kind of the same. Oh, I see. Interesting. I did not know that. I was recently, me and someone else was recently comparing train systems between the UK and the United States, and we were seeing the differences and the similarities of the layout of that, and then we compared it to like a Western European country and then Japan. So like compared to Japan's system, which is very different, versus like the circular system in the UK and the United States, along with the colonial one, right? But you admire SG train layout because it's very interconnected, well connected, like the train stops. Yeah. Japan's system is something else too. One of the things that don't very much work though when we think about Japan's system is that the train system that most people admire about Japan is the metropolitan train system. However, if you go into the countryside, it's usually like buses and like older conventional stuff. And that's where most of the United States is as well. Like oftentimes people compare train systems between like Japan and the United States, and usually the United States, we're talking about metropolitan areas, which represent less than 50% of the United States. To build an infrastructure like Japan's transportation system and apply it to all of the United States, it would be very non-cost effective or even efficient at all. The vast majority of the United States would probably operate a bit more like in the future, like in the near future, it would likely be, again, autonomous taxi services or something like that, because it would be very inefficient and almost like futile to create mass transit systems when 70 to 80% are suburbia, rural, and wilderness areas outside of like major cities. Major cities don't account for maybe 30%, at least the 30% of the United States landmass. It's one of the parts that I feel there's an overrepresentation online. Whenever people think about American life, they think that they often criticize the United States, for example, for having a lacking of mass transits. The idea is largely because over 50% of the landmass in the United States are just, they're sprawling areas. It's one of the few things that I still think is a little bit underappreciated. When visitors come, they usually do like what Japan does, right? Although Japan is noticeably smaller in size, when you first visit Japan, a lot of people think about the metropolitan areas, like the cities and whatnot. And then you begin, on the second visit or the third visit, you would start to think about the countryside or the mountainous areas, which then those like transportation systems to play. Like colleges are usually in the suburbs, so having a transit system, there are colleges that are like literally in town, like in a city, and those are wild. I sort of lived, my graduate school is sort of in town, although it was in a smaller city. So those smaller cities typically don't have really, really large transportation systems. They do have enough transportation systems though. Like I do miss my old college, my graduate school things where you just take like a free bus shuttle downtown. Like everything's less than 10 minutes away. So you either walk or you take a free shuttle. You walk along the shuttle line, and if a bus happens to come by, you can just get on the bus. So it's one of those kind of places where, like, if you're gonna walk, you might as well walk along the bus line, and then whenever a bus pulls up, you stop by the nearest stop and you just get on the bus if you want to stop walking. That's kind of how it ended up working out. No trains where I was, largely buses. And then sometime between the working era and my colleges, there is a train system, but the train system is not very well integrated. connected. Like it notoriously forms a big U, a U shape. So if you needed to get like across, you would have to ride the train all the way around. As opposed to the thing you say about the SG train system where there's lots of interconnect like crossings, so you have multiple routes and whatnot, like a more developed train system. It'll be interesting to I do plan on visiting Japan at some point. It will be definitely a fun little thing to see Japan's metro system IRL. Pretty neat. I don't know what the Malaysian transportation system is. Get it. System. Oh, I'm looking at a map of it. Or a map of an example of one. Interesting. I think it's I think the map layout that I'm looking at is very much reminiscent of like the European design, like the colonial design. This definitely reminds me of New York. Train mainly in KL, but now they add it in Penang. Oh, okay. I didn't realize trains aren't interesting. What about buses? Do you use buses? Bus in both. Okay. You said bus in both. Yeah, I'm looking at your map, a map of KL train system. Yeah, this definitely reminds me of looking at a map of the New York train system. Wow. Intriguing. Do you like trains? So, I don't know if Malaysia has a train culture. In the United States, there's a train culture. So, like, there's city trains, right? Like subway systems and whatnot. And then there's like long distance train in the United States, where because of the long landmass of the United States, there are like old trains like steam trains and whatnot, and like long trains. So train things like train rides and stuff is a thing. It's an experience. And the Japan has this as well, where there are trains that go across like long distances with country lines in the background. So I don't know if Malaysia, do you have like older trains that connect different things just because it's fun to travel between places? Your old and long distance trains are KTM, which runs on old rail. Ah, okay, so you do have old train systems. Interesting. You have it's a Y-shaped spanning across. Oh, I see. Oh, so you do have those type of things. But KTM are slower. Yeah, but it's not about the speed, obviously. It's about the experience. I don't know if you ever watched like things like Harry Potter or something. I don't know. There's people go on trains for like the experience. In fact, I think India has some very popular themed train rides because of how big India is. That's kind of a thing. I genuinely like the idea of going on theme train rides from Thailand to Singapore. Your KTM. Oh, okay. Cross country. I think train rides are pretty neat. I don't know how much you like old trains. I guess there are new trains too, you know. Probably fancy new trains here and there. I haven't ever been on a fancy new train. Have I? No, I don't think I've ever been on a fancy new train. Nearly every single one of my train experiences are either on a rail system, a steam, like there are a couple of steam systems. You have LRT, MRT, and monorail. I've been on a monorail, so technically true. I've been on a monorail. I haven't ever been on a, like a bullet train of any sort. How many types of trains have you been on? Su miao. I guess that's to express things. This is also expression other than element. But the sketch to describe the elements. Okay. 他用 pencil 铅笔 right 铅笔铅笔画素描。这是一张一张什么？哦，一张素描。哦，一张素描 counter。我在想素描。哦，课素描课。You should come to KL and explore someday. I hope so. I look forward to. I do want to visit KL for sure. KL sounds amazing. We got like maybe at least 2 or 3 different major places. Soon. I found reason to be traveling in the future. Very near future. USD change to MYR will be cheaper for you, I guess. Yeah. Usually that's the case. Things are still looking pretty green at the moment.
素描招揽
招揽招 beckon 揽 to take on. Ooh. Beckon and take on to solicit. Okay. Lan is pretty strong. The read is pretty strong. Jiao is pretty strong too. This is Jiao. This is Lan. And they have the combination of fingers, so it deals with something to do. So one is to call or beckon, and the other is to take on or assume. Right. 我们用commercial. Heck. 广告 no. 广告招揽客户 yes customers 客户广告 what was it? Guang was the word, right? Guang gao. 广告 招揽 生意. Oh, 生意. 生意. Instead of 3, it's a 4. 公司正在招揽新客户.
招揽爪
Oh, and we got our 3 new swap ups. So draw. It was formerly Jiao, but now what do they have here? Or draw. So George, basement of the auditorium, but that looks like draw. So I don't need. That's pretty much fine. And then they swapped it up because in colloquial speech, this is almost always pronounced as draw. However, in more literal phrases such as Cheng Yu or Cheng Yu, it can sometimes be pronounced as Jiao. And then I have the Jiao thing down here. That's fine. So they're going with colloquial speech. Switching this up for colloquial speech. Oh, yeah, that's right. Fun draw. And draw, I mean draw. But fun draw. Oh, fun draw. Oh, what was Cantonese? Was it? It was like Gao 什么? Or Guy, oh no, Guy, oh yeah, it's Guy 什么? Guy feet. What is feet? I can only recognize it when they say it. I can't produce it. Dang it. Guy something. I can guy. Instead of G, guy.
爪
That's fine.
辽
Liao, now, what was the previous one? Are they gonna add the note for the previous one? They didn't. Oh, maybe this is just a meaning difference. That they changed. Did they change the meaning? I think they changed the meaning. The English meaning that they wanted. Does that still looks like Liao? What was it though? I don't remember. So we'll just assume this. Floppy. I do feel like it was a different meaning that they went with. So sloppy, huh? A transformer. Okay. Okay. Liao Cao. Interesting. Liao Diao. Liao Dao. Liao Dao. Yee. This one's more of a figure of speech, I suppose. I mean, both of these are kind of loose.
辽早
There's no helping this. what are we exchanging? We're exchanging 做, right? 做 for 早. They're both kind of rough. Oh, and they don't make a comment about it anymore. Right? It was 做. I'm pretty sure it was 做, yeah. So they're swapping it up. Which doesn't make it any easier. Zelda's inside of the barn, sure. She's holed up in one of the metal... Okay, I see it. Metal stalls by the... She uses the sharp tip of a trifork into the metal stall to try to escape. Sheep? Okay, I see the sheep wearing a laurel wreath comes walking to and trying to save the prince. It shoots missiles made of mortar at the... Oh my... Yeah, this one is gonna be rough. I don't think it's gonna make... I don't think it's gonna... Oh, they added some stuff. That's gonna be rough.
早
This one's gonna be tough no matter how I look at it. Sheep. Okay. Laurel wreath on top of a sheep. Alright. Shooting mortars into the... I don't... Okay, I can kind of see it. Hang on. Let's look at the... curriculum update. So... Oh yeah. Pinging changed, right? So, 早 抓. Right, 早 to draw. They didn't correct the mistake that churn that you mentioned about what was it? Po versus Po. They didn't change. They didn't update that though. And borrow hole. Yeah, draw to right. Draw to 早. Sloppy. Oh, it was a change. Oh, it was lao. Oh, as in heavy rain lao. To liao. This aligns with its far more common meaning. To match Taiwanese pronunciation. Oh yeah, lao. Lao is hard to remember. I constantly think of liao instead of lao. And then they changed a bunch of alternative meanings. Right, yeah, lots of alternative meanings. Oh, they removed that bridge. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's like meh. Wow, there were a lot of... Wait, is this the dictionary edition? Is this a list of the dictionary? Newly added. Oh, wait. Oh. Wow. I guess we're just gonna... That's a lot of new words they added. The heck? Interesting. Alright, well... I guess we'll have some lessons for some time now. We'll try to do balance like character reviews with new vocabulary as we go. I don't want to go too much more later today. Had a good conversation.
爪
Oh, that feels so much more natural.
早
This one, that's gonna be just tough.
招揽
Hold on. Yeah, this one feels natural.
聊
No. Heck, what is element? 2秒? Oh no.
素描
2秒. Let's describe and
全注
Oh, plus the dictionaries. Oh yeah, I did add a couple of dictionary ones. So we had 4 dictionary ones. Oh, dictionary is separate queue as well. Okay. 全注. Why did I wear 全注? Oh, because 全 annotate and 注 annotate. Okay. Those are the 2 annotates.
全注稻穗
Oh, shui. 岁 was the weaker one. And dao is fairly weak too. Which put together, you have rice here. Makes sense.
稻穗浩阔
Oh, quo is the weaker one, which is for like broad or fast. And then how is fast too. So we double up. Oh, quo.
浩阔气拿
Qi na. Qi is weak, but na is also unused. Very, very not used. So we just picked it up. T for arrest. That's a very special T. I don't think there's any other T like it for this read, right? Pretty sure T is out of left field. I don't think there's another T, right? Or even this one has both the elements in it. Yeah. So what? Arrest and take, which is C.
气拿气拿
They're both kind of weak.
浩阔
Oof. Both of these are rough. How does how work? Right. Can I use life? In quo. I feel like I can use life. Or live, yeah. Okay. Okay.
稻穗全注
Alright. Alright, we're gonna skip our active recall today. Gonna try to rest up some more. Neat. So we got lots of lessons probably coming up. So we'll go through our new curriculum updates for the time being, and then pick up whatever our character studies we have still ongoing for the time being. Unexpected update, which is nice. I do enjoy the unexpected update. Alright folks, that's a wrap for HanziHero today. If you're gonna watch this later, 谢谢. As always, feel free to follow along, pick up HanziHero for yourself. You're always welcome to come on by, yap, discuss. It is actively being updated. Can't say it's not being updated. It seems like the updates come in really large packs. So we have, I didn't even look at that list. I think all of them get added as lessons. So we're still on our word mining, vocab mining phase at this point. Now, Kevin is doing us the favor, right? Anyways, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll try to get started on our P3P Makoto Yuki, like Japanese CV, like Japanese CVs. I'll play through getting going again. I'm still a little bit on the woozier, low energy side, and also appreciate Chen for stopping by, conversing about life elsewhere. I have endless questions. Life is only long enough to experience vicariously, right? And occasionally sets you up to be interested in visiting. Maybe I'll try keep people posted. There are a couple things set for 2027, 2028. Maybe some traveling, some coverage. And that also presents a fun opportunity to read and speak as well. Like, Malaysia is not out of the question, for sure. So until next time, 大家下次见。大家观看. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.